Hello, and thank you for watching today's Canadian Prairie Weather Story. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, welcome to a new year and a new way of delivering regional weather content to you. I mentioned this here before the holidays. I want to mention it once more as we head into the new year. The regional forecast videos for the Canadian Prairie will be cut back. Instead of doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to be doing them just on Monday. But the reduction in weather content is actually going to lead to an increase. I should say the reduction in video content is going to lead to an increase in weather content and more frequent updates for you here. You still go to the same place, come right here to the Nutrien Ag Solutions or Agrible customer or employee portal. You pull up the Canadian Prairie Weather Story, and on Mondays, you'll see your video here. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to have a 90-second or so audio clip there. It's going to be a little podcast-style audio format there where I'm going to just give you the quick hitting what's important, what's changed, what's going on over the next 24 to 48 hours, what is going to be stressing your operations or your crops as, again, we go through the next couple of days. The longer video here on Monday will help me set the table for the coming week and give a look out into the week 2 timeframe so you've got an idea what's coming, around the corner. But this will allow me to push out much more rapid, much more frequent, easy to digest updates to you. So you could sit down before you start your day, have a sip of coffee, listen to 90 seconds from me on what's important. Below that, I'll be rotating out graphics, weather maps, infographics that are, again, just spelling out the details. I'll try to make them visually, pleasing, easy to digest. Again, another thing that you could save and then send out to your teammates. So again, we'll just do the long videos here where I put together all the graphics. We kind of, elaborate and labor through things, and it takes me 10 to 12 minutes to do so. I know some people really like that, but it's going to free up a lot of bandwidth to where I can be, working on some new cool projects, some new ways to deliver this weather content to you, but additionally be able to roll out updates to you much more frequently in a way that I think is going to be easier for you to absorb each morning and then just go through your day without any surprises from Mother Nature. So let's try it out. As always, my contact information is andrew.pritchard@nutrien.com, or you can find me on social media. I'm always tweeting out weather information at Skydrama on Twitter. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you want me to be talking about. Let me know if I'm missing things. Let me know if you hate it or you love it. But I really look forward to going through another growing season with you all. So let's jump in. It is Monday after all, so I do have a video prepared for you. Promise I did not forget about you. Temperatures are actually pretty pleasant as far as, the first week of January goes across the prairie provinces here. We're talking about temperatures around 0 in Winnipeg, -5 as you make your way over to Regina, -7, -4 in central and southern portions of Alberta. We'll put the satellite picture here into motion. We've got a big trough sitting off the Pacific coast, flow bringing in moisture across the Pacific Northwest and British Columbia. We've also got a little system kind of stretched out here from Ontario down into the central and southern portions of the United States. In between all that, we are quiet across the prairie provinces right now, across the Ag Belt. No precipitation falling at this point. And the pattern here is going to keep us relatively quiet over the next 5 to 7 days across the Ag Belt here, across the prairie provinces. Now, the pattern, I'm going to hit play on this. This is something that we were watching even as we, were coming up to the holiday season here, mid to late December. It's a pattern that's active across the North Pacific and continues to send little systems through the Pacific Northwest, and then they just sneak down into the central Rockies of the U.S. and then down into the central and southern United States, thanks in part to a big area of high pressure sitting across this region. So any storm system coming in from the North Pacific, it's not going to make its way through the prairie here because this big area of high pressure across eastern Canada just kind of squeezes everything off to the south. So as I take the drawings off and we just hit play on this, you'll see what I mean. There's one right there. Here comes another one right there. See another one right here. So there's 3 of them lined up. That come squeezing through over the next 5 to 7 days before we ridge out across the prairie, which that's just going to, keep things dry and if not a little bit warmer across the Ag Belt. So here is your temperature forecast as we head through the rest of the week. It is the first week of January. We do have some snow on the ground in some places. It is not going to be hot outside. I apologize. The doorbell just rang. The dog's going to bark for a second. It's not going to be hot out there by any stretch of the imagination, but it won't be bitterly cold. And I promise you, the first week of January, or I guess I shouldn't say promise you, I would just imagine that the majority of you are going to opt for the warmer pattern versus cold in the first week of January. So we'll take a look at the precipitation forecast that accompanies all of this. Again, we see our little system departing, bringing some snow flurries to portions of Ontario as we head through the day today. Another little system sneaks through here Tuesday into Wednesday. Let me show you that right here. Tuesday morning, maybe some snow in the Edmonton area, maybe a few flurries in Calgary and Medicine Hat. Wouldn't expect it to amount to much in that area. Flurries possible in Saskatoon and Regina as we get into midday tomorrow, and then this system continues to quickly just work its way on out of the region. Maybe a couple flurries in Brandon and Winnipeg as we get into late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. So this is a Tuesday into Tuesday night passage of that system, and then we see more systems sneaking off across the Pacific Northwest, keeping things pretty dry, pretty quiet across the prairie. Maybe some flurries here as we get into Thursday. And again, maybe you're picking up on the pattern here. It's opportunities for flurries, but I don't have much to promise you in the way of really accumulating snow across the region. And then here's that ridge builds in over the weekend into early next week. We really keep things quiet and dry. So here's your precipitation forecast today through the end of the week into Sunday morning. And again, you see opportunities for some precipitation here, but we're keeping things pretty light, less than, a few tenths of an inch of precipitation. And then as we translate that over to snow, we're talking about the opportunity for a light coating and maybe on the extreme side, from one of these systems producing maybe up to 5 centimeters of snow. But by and large, it's going to be a seasonally pleasant week to start off January, and not one that's going to be delivering a lot in the way of high impact precipitation to the prairie. Now, as we look at the pattern as we head into the second week of January, this is January 11th through the 18th, the background pattern here is not going to change a ton, but we're really going to favor the southern U.S. for our colder temperatures. We're going to have a trough across the North Pacific into the Gulf of Alaska, generally seeing ridging across western Canada, and then troughing across the southern half of the United States. So with the big area of low pressure here, big area of high pressure there, and our big trough sitting off in this region, this is going to take most of the moisture, most of the precipitation, and then wring that out here across portions of British Columbia. It is going to keep things on the milder side across the Canadian prairie, but as we head deeper into mid and late January with this area of high pressure across the Hudson Bay there, and we're watching for the potential for a polar vortex split, I go ahead and invite you to watch Eric's ag forecast video today. This could send some colder air down into portions of the prairie and to portions of the central and southern United States as we head deeper into the month of January. So an easy start. Let's watch how things evolve, though, as we head into the last half of the month. On the left, it's your 850 millibar temperature anomaly, so that is the temperature anomaly just a few hundred feet above our head, so not at the surface. Again, it's January, we got some snow on the ground in some places. It will not be hot, but at least, again, we're trending a little bit warmer than average as we head through the first week or two of January. And then as we look at the precipitation forecast heading into week 2, not a very strong signal to be had, except for, again, much of the precipitation being wrung out here across portions of British Columbia, in the Gulf of Alaska, and about seasonally average chances for some precipitation here across the prairie. So the details will emerge as we get a bit closer here, but in general, looking like a rather gentle start to the month of January for you in the Canadian prairie. So we'll close it out then with a look at your temperatures here in Calgary. Again, look at that, pretty pleasant for the first week of January. Temperatures above freezing each and every afternoon over the next 10 days. Edmonton just a little bit cooler here, that high fluctuating a couple degrees above or below freezing as we head through the next 5 to 7 days. Regina, you got temperatures here very close to freezing over the next couple of days, a little bit of a cool down as we head through the weekend into early next week. Same thing here in Saskatoon, -1 for the high tomorrow, -2 on Wednesday, down to -7 on Sunday and Monday of the coming week. And then here you go in Winnipeg, those highs hovering very close to freezing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, dipping down a little bit as well as we head deeper into the weekend and early next week. Again, I hope you had a wonderful holiday season, and I really look forward to weathering another growing season with you all.